الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله الأمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Last lesson we talked about sighting the moon, and we emphasized that in Islam we know the beginning and the end of months by sighting the moon, especially the month of Ramadan and the month that follow that, where we need to know the beginning and the end of the months for performing forms of worship to Allah Almighty. Now, some would say, is it compelling? Is it a must, if the moon is sighted in one region, that all Muslims worldwide consider that as sighting for their regions or not? There is a different opinion between scholars. Each has his own opinion and think that this is the best and most authentic verdict of all. The most authentic verdict is that each region has their own sighting. Some scholars say the regions that follow a leader, one leader, they should all fast in the same time. So if it was sighted in the east of that region, the people in the west, north and south of it should follow that sighting, because they all have one leader that joins them all under his leadership. Some scholars say, no, one leader is good enough for other leaders. So they should all fast regardless of their differences of stay. But the most authentic opinion is, no, there are regions. And during the past 14 centuries, it was never reported to us that all Muslims worked with one sighting, that they all followed the same sighting and they all fasted in the same day because of this single sighting. It was never reported to us during the past 14 centuries, and I don't think there is any reason to do it now. Each region has their own sighting. Okay, let's assume that I see and I sight the moon. I go to the judge, the Islamic judge, and I report my sighting. And for a reason or the other, they don't accept my sighting. Whether because they think I'm not qualified for that, they don't think I'm a good Muslim, maybe because I have done something wrong in the past where I was punished for it by Islam, so they would not accept my testimony. So what should I do? Should I fast? And they're not fasting. Or should I pretend to be not fasting but actually fast? Or should I do as they're doing and not fast? And the same happens at the end of Ramadan. If I witness and I see and I sight the moon of Eid, that marks the end of Ramadan, and nobody wants to accept my witness, they think it's not acceptable. So what do I do? Do I fast the following day, which I know it's Eid, but nobody else is accepting that fact? They're all fasting. Do I break my fast? The scholars say that the Prophet's hadith governs this problem. He said, the fast is the day you all fast. And the break of fast is the day that you all break your fast. So it's a matter of majority. It's a matter of the Muslims' unity. So if I sight the moon and the people neglect my testimony, then I should do as they do. If they're not fasting, I'm not going to fast. Because at the side of Allah, the month starts when they all agree that it has started. And the month ends when they all agree that it has ended. And this depends on the ruler, the Muslim leader who is running the show and who determines if it is Ramadan or not. We're faced with another problem. If we have different sighting, different regions, then what happens if I start Ramadan in a country in the East, and they started Ramadan on Monday, and the other country, which is in the West, started Ramadan on Tuesday. In the middle of the month, I leave my country in the East and go to the West. And Eid, the end of the month, I will be there. And it will be different. When do I cease? When do I stop fasting? According to where I started fasting in the East, or where I'm settled now in the West. So it all depends. As-sawmu yawma tasumun. Fasting is the day you all fast. So it depends on the country you're in. So if you start in the East, but you'll end up in the West, you fast with the guys in the East, and when you go to the West, you break your fast with them. Providing that you do not go below 29 days. This means that if they started late, and these guys break their fast for Eid early, this means that you have fasted only 28 days. This is not acceptable. If you fast Ramadan 28, 27 days, this is not acceptable, because the month can never go below 29 days. The month is either 29 or 30 days. Okay, what happens if it's the opposite? If I start early and I end up late, I'll end up with fasting 32 days. So what do I do? When I finish 30 days, I break my fast, although in this country I'm in, they still have 2 days left. What do I do? Scholars say no. You fast with them, even if you fast 32 days, even if you exceed 30 days, these 2 days will be considered to you voluntary. But you cannot pinpoint when are these 2 voluntary days are. Are they in the very beginning or in the very end? So you fast with these people, even if they fast or sight the moon early, and you break your fast and end the month with the others, even if they sight the moon late, and this way you will be on the safe side. Okay, now let's come to everyday case. When do I fast? Now I know when to fast throughout the year, in the month of Ramadan. Okay, what about Ramadan? When do I fast? Muslims fast from the break of dawn till sunset. This is the time where we fast. And what a lot of people do nowadays is baseless. It is an innovation. It's not accepted. What is that? A lot of people time their fasting to a quarter of an hour prior to the adhan, the call of prayer for Fajr. They time themselves 15, 20, 30 minutes before the break of dawn. And if you ask them, why do you do that? They say, we would like to make a buffer zone. We prefer to keep this time so that there is no place for doubt. And this is not acceptable at all. It is exactly like those who, after seeing the sunset, they would wait 10, 15 minutes until they are dead sure that the sun has set. This is wrong. A lot of people I know of don't break their fast after sunset. They say, well, just for the benefit of the doubt, I'll go and pray and come back, then I break my fast. And this is not acceptable, because the Prophet ﷺ has said that my nation, my ummah, the Muslim ummah, are still in good welfare. They are still on the right path, providing they make the pre-dawn meal, they make it as late as possible, and they break their fast as early as possible. You are not to have the pre-dawn meal, sahur, you're not to have it 3 or 4 hours before. No, you should have it till the last minute before the call of the prayer. And also fatur, breaking your fast, you're not to delay it. Not to say 5 minutes, 10 minutes late is better than having it early. No, you should have it as early as possible, as long as you are sure that the sun has set.